Hi, all you music lovers. My name's Andy Rodriguez, also known as the Blackspinner, and welcome to my channel. And if you're new to my channel, let me tell you what we do here. I am a collector of vinyl, and I've been collecting for over 20 years. And I am going through these records in alphabetical order and in chronological order released by the bands. And I talk about the album, I talk about the album tracks, and some songs of some artists that you love, but some songs that you may not know, and maybe you can look them up after the show. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Today, we are doing the letter C. And the letter C is going to have to consist of 3 episodes. This is episode 1. And without further ado, let's get started. Now, this album here, most of my albums have been about 98% rock and a couple of pop here and there, but this will be my first country. Starts with the letter C, so I'm pretty sure y'all know. Johnny Cash, the legend. I found this at Half Price Books. Now, Half Price Books is a store we have down here in Texas and in other states in the South. I've never seen them up north, but it's a pretty good used bookstore, and they have lots of albums, and that's where I find most of my stuff. There are record stores. But this one I bought for $2, and it's great shape. And if you look up here, you'll see the sun symbol there, so that we know that this isn't some random record company making this. This is a double album, like I said, and this consists of Folsom Prison Blues, So Doggone Lonesome, and Next in Line, I Walk the Line, Train of Love, Common Stranger, I Thought You'd Like to Know, Guess Things Happen That Way. And when I was looking at this earlier, here, let me show you this right here. Look how beautiful that looks. And there is the ever famous sun stamp there. That's the sun logo. And as I was saying, when I was looking at this, I noticed that Johnny Cash wrote so many songs. He was such a great songwriter. Which is odd, even today in country music, they usually have professional writers, but he took it upon himself to be a trailblazer, a maverick, and that's what he always carried with himself. And I might say this, but he was like the Bob Dylan of country music, and of course both of them were very good friends. Next, we have a lady, a young woman. Well, she was young at the time that this was released, and this brought her a couple of Grammys. For Best New Artist and also Song of the Year. Tracy Chapman. This was her debut album, and I think she hasn't recorded that much. She's done a couple albums here and there, but not as much as I had hoped. And she's been doing a lot of charity work around the world for different organizations. Of course, the big song on this album was Fast Car. Fast Car is one of my favorite songs of all time. One of my top 30. This had Fast Car. Talking About a Revolution was a good song for her. This is mostly acoustic, mostly not acoustic, but roots rock, and that's a good flow. And For My Lover was also a good one, and it ends with For You. This is a good album. I enjoyed it. And next we have another album that's not rock. This was recorded by the great Ray Charles. I'm talking about modern sounds in country and western music. This was a breakthrough album. It crossed, what's the word I'm looking for? It crossed genres because everyone had known him as a R&B singer or a singer of blues. But Ray Charles had started off listening and loving country western music, and here he's doing standards of country western music. Bye Bye Love is on here. You Don't Know Me. I Love You So Much It Hurts. Just a Little Lovin'. Born to Lose. It Makes No Difference. Careless Love. and I Can't Stop Loving You. And also Hey Good Looking, which is a cover of a song by Hank Williams. And this is, if you ever find it or if you can stream it, it's not the Ray Charles you're thinking of, but it is very good and it is a must listen to. Oh, look, rock. This band hails out of Rockford, Illinois. I think they made up the name Rockford for themselves. But I'm talking about Cheap Trick, Dream Police. This is a good album, beginning to end. It jams with heavy crunch guitars. There's the inside fold of it with the guys getting arrested. And the songs on here, let's go with Dream Police. That's the way that the album starts off with Dream Police. The Dream Police. Domestic Problems. Gonna Raise Hell. That inside one. Gonna raise hell. Gonna raise hell. That's a great one. Love it. I'll Be With You Tonight. Voices. I Know What I Want and Need Your Love. Yeah, this is a good album by Cheap Trick. Next one I have here is also by Cheap Trick. One on One. Now, I was reading up on this one. This didn't get very good reviews, and I don't know why. This is really good. Let me read you the songs on here. She's Tight. That starts side 2. She's Tight. Saturday at Midnight. Love's Got a Hold on Me. But side 1 is the quintessential to this album. I Want You, One on One. If you want my love, you got it. That's the big song on this album. If you want my love. And Looking Out for Number 1 ends it. It's a good album. You might be able to find this one. It's pretty easy to find. And wow, this one is not rock either. Or they are part of the rock culture. Their debut album by a comedy duo. Cheech and Chong. This has the ever classic Dave routine. Which, hey man, it's Dave. Dave's not here. No man, it's me, Dave. Dave's not here. No man, it's me, Dave. I got the stuff, man. Open the door. Woo! That's great. It's great. And here's the back of it. There are other jokes here, but Dave is just classic on here. It's wonderful to listen. Dave's not here. This is their second album, Cheech and Chong, Los Cochinos. And if you don't know Spanish that well, Los Cochinos stands for like the dirty ones or the nasty boys or something like that. And what was interesting about this album is that there's music to it. And not only is there music to it, but when I first got it, I was reading the liner notes, and guitar by George Harrison, bass Klaus Vorman, keyboards Carole King, piano Nicky Hopkins, percussion Jim Keltner. Wow, on the Cheech and Chong album. Really? And look how pretty neat this looks here. It's a gatefold. There's the guys, and you pull it, and there's, wait, let me, right there. It's pretty neat. The guys joking around. Pretty neat. And there's the back. Just like old ladies, Golden Girls, Cheech and Chong. Pretty funny guys. Very inventive for their time. And let's slide back to the early 1960s with a dance craze called the Twist, led by none other than Chubby Checker. Your Twist party, Chubby Checker. Every song on here has something to do with a twist, of course. And called Twist and Rock Around the Clock, which was a cover, and Blueberry Hill, and whole lot of shaking going on, and Twistin' USA. Let's Twist Again, like we did last summer. This also has Hound Dog. This has some pretty good covers on it with his kind of, I hate to say this, with his kind of twist. But yeah, Chubby Checker, he's really fun. I saw him in concert probably a few years ago here in Houston at at Herman Park. He was playing at the amphitheater there. It was a free show. It was really fun. And the man was very nice. He stayed late and did autographs. And I did not take this album because I didn't think he was going to be doing autographs. But he was, and I felt bad for not taking this and having him sign it. But he signed my ticket, and he was very nice. The guy, poor guy. He's like in his late 70s or maybe even early 80s, and he's signing. I mean, there was a long line, and he was signing all these autographs, and he had a towel over him. He was like, come on, come on. It was pretty neat. And what we have next is a band that's named after a city that they hail from. Talking about Chicago. This is their debut album. And they were called the Chicago Transit Authority before the CTA, which is the subway system, or the public transportation in Chicago, did say that they'll sue them if they did not change their name. So they changed it to Chicago. I don't know why they didn't change it to Transit Authority, but they stuck with Chicago. Here's the inside of it. It's a double album, debut, double. And that's always a risk to do a debut album a la your debut. And the songs on here are Questions, Listen, and Poem. There's really good stuff on here. Maybe I can read it better here. Does anybody really know what time it is? And Beginnings, Freeform Guitar, I'm a Man. This is the best version of I'm a Man I've ever heard. I know that Spencer Davis Group does it in so many different bands, but I'm a Man, that's a good cover. And they pretty much made it their own. Chicago, their first one. Now, it's going to be hard for me to keep up with all the numbers because Chicago, their albums didn't have names. Well, one of them did, and we'll get to that in a moment. But they all had pretty much numbers. I don't have Chicago 2. Or is this Chicago 2? No, this is Chicago 2 or 3. I think it's 2. This is Chicago 2. Also another double album. I got mixed up because the first 3 albums were double. And this has the songs on here are Wake Up Sunshine. Oh, I like that song. Wake Up Sunshine. And So Much to Say, So Much to Give. Golly, all these are written in a cursive kind of way where I can't read them that well. But nevertheless, this is still early Chicago, which the guitars are hot, and the songs are long, and the horns are hot. That's all you need to know. Another Chicago here. And they start to, their songs start to get a little bit shorter here. Critics' Choice, Just You and Me. And they really start to pull out the ballads here. You know what's really good? Something in the City Changes People. And that's a song when they started to go a little bit Hollywood. And they had moved to California to record. And they were, they were not lost, but, they missed home. Hollywood and Rediscovery and Feeling Stronger Every Day. That was a big hit for them, Feeling Stronger Every Day. Those previous songs that I did name out, you can tell that they were getting homesick, tired, being on the road. The Cardinal album, or the Red Bird, is what I call it. And I don't know what number this one was. Chicago 8. It is Chicago 8. And the songs on here. Harry Truman is about the only one that really jumps out to me on this one. And comes, I believe this was like Chicago 9 or Chicago 10. But it was their greatest hits album. This was a big, big seller for them. And you can see why. 25 or 624. Does anybody really know what time it is? Color My World. Love that song. Just You and Me. Saturday in the Park. Feeling Stronger Every Day. Make Me Smile. I've been searching so long. Wishing You Were Here, which is a great ballad. And Beginnings. I gotta throw this on. I'll probably throw this on when I'm finished here. Put that one to the side. And this is another Chicago album. The gangster album, I call it. Also, not only that, and I think this is the one I thought. Nope, okay. Let's see what's on this one. I thought there was a poster inside. It might be the next one. Ticket Uptown. This time, Baby What a Big Surprise and Policeman were big songs. Especially Baby What a Big Surprise, sung by the bass player Peter Cetera. There's the album. Look how clean and wonderful that looks. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I do play these. I play these albums on a regular basis, almost every day. I am hearing albums, and I stream when I'm at work and listen to CDs whenever I want. But most of the time when I'm at home, I'm either listening to my albums or I'll be streaming XM or something like that. This is the one that has a name, Hot Streets, Chicago Hot Streets. You thought they couldn't come up with something better, I would have stuck with the numbers. There's that. And I really thought one of them had a poster. I wanted to show it to you. The songs on here escape me. Here they are. Gone, Long Gone. No Toe Lover was a big hit. That was part of their little going into more of the balladry. And the next one I have is, I believe this is Chicago 17, yeah. 1982. This was a big hit for them when they were, the last couple of albums I was talking about were just okay. They were falling out of favor critically and commercially. Chicago 17 brought them back commercially. Critically, not so much. But for me, this was a very important album for me because it was 1982. I was 8 years old. This was all over the radio. This was played on the radio on my way to school, on my way home from school. And when I turn on the radio, let's talk about the hit songs. This is pretty much ballads on here. But Stay the Night, Hard Habit to Break, Along Comes a Woman, You're the Inspiration. Yeah, these were pretty big hits for the guys. There's the inside of it. I do need to get some more Chicago. Lately I've been picking up a little bit more here and there. And we have next here is, like I had said, if you saw my episode B with Bon Jovi, that Bon Jovi was my first concert back when I was in the 5th grade. Well, this band opened up for them. Cinderella, Night Songs. This is a really good 80s rock album. The songs on here, Night Songs, da-na-na-na-na. Shake Me, Nobody's Fool, Nothing for Nothing. Side 2, good songs, Hell on Wheels. Somebody Save Me. Yeah, that's 1, 2, that's 6 good tracks. And the next one we have, also country. I love her voice. It's great. I had her greatest hits on cassette, and I really enjoy it. Talk about Patsy Cline, greatest hits. She was a big star back in the 50s, and we lost her in the mid-60s, I believe, in a plane crash. And she was still young. She was at the top of the game. Songs on here, Crazy, very famous, which was written by a young Willie Nelson. Walking After Midnight is beautiful too. Go walking after midnight. I'll fall to pieces. Oh, whenever you walk by and Back in Baby's Arms. She's Got You. Oh, She's Got You is a great song. And You're Stronger Than Me. I mean, these are tear-jerking country songs sang by such a beautiful voice. Next we have an artist I don't know why people hate. You know, people just talk about this guy and go, oh, that dude sucks. I don't think so. I love Phil Collins. I love him in Genesis, and I love him solo. This is Face Value. This was a big breakthrough album for him as a solo artist. Let's go over these. In the Air Tonight. We have all heard that before. This Must Be Love. I Missed Again. Ooh, with the horns. Ooh, I Missed Again. And also, this has a cover of Beatles' Tomorrow Never Knows, which nothing will top the original by the Beatles off of Revolver. But his cover, it was okay when you see, oh wow, Tomorrow Never Knows, I gotta hear it. And it was alright. And next I have No Jacket Required by Phil Collins. This was his breakthrough solo. And also Genesis was on top of the world at this time. This was during Live Aid, and this man played in England. And then he flew to Philadelphia and played there. He was the drummer for Led Zeppelin for these Live Aid shows. And then I don't know who he drummed for in America, but he went transatlantic in one day and played. It's crazy. Now you'll never hear people doing that now. The tracks on here, Studio, which you said that It's a Weather Means Nothing, but I love it. I Don't Want to Know, One More Night. Golly, isn't that a great ballad? One More Night. Don't Lose My Number. Who Said I Would? Inside Out. Inside Out. Yeah. And Take Me Home. Man, Take Me Home. Take me home. 'Cause I don't remember. Next album after that was Phil Collins, But Seriously. Let me put this over here so people can see it better. And the songs on here are a little bit more mature, but just so good. Hanging Long Enough. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Colors, which is a cover of, I think that's the cover of the Cyndi Lauper song. No, it's not. No, I'm sorry. Please, it's not. But this does have Another Day in Paradise, which talks about homelessness. All of My Life is on here. Something Happened on the Way to Heaven. That's such a beautiful song with the horns. And please mistake me, I'm not too sure, but that might even be Earth, Wind & Fire on the horns there, because he did employ them quite a bit on this other album. Do You Remember? Such a great ballad. I enjoy a good ballad, a good, well-written ballad. Not just a sappy one, but one that's well-written, and this one is. And also, I Wish It Would Rain Down, which is a great song. Lead guitar by Eric Clapton, and pierces through the songs, and it's great. And my last album that I have today is Joe Cocker. This was his, I don't know if this was his debut album. This might have been his second. But this has several covers. Of course, he was more of an interpreter of songs. This has Dear Landlord, which was a Dylan song. She Came In Through the Bathroom Window. You know what? This is his second album, because his first one had With a Little Help from My Friends. And this has Delta Lady by Leon Russell and Something, which is a very interesting read-through. George Harrison, Something. And that concludes my part 1 for the letter C. And please join me again when I will be doing part 2 of the letter C. And part 3 is going to be a special episode of the letter C. It's going to be called The Cream of Clapton, where I am going to share all my vinyl that I have by Eric Clapton with his different bands, Cream, Derek and the Dominoes, and his solo albums. So please join me again. And please leave a comment and please subscribe to the channel. I'll be doing this until I finish my albums, and I have over 1,000. So I will be doing this for quite some time. So please join me again. And I hope that you heard some new stuff and maybe reminisced about some old albums that you might have had. Thank you so much for joining me. You take care, friends.